to today's session. We've had a few heavy strength workouts this week, so today we're going to slow things down with an active recovery workout. We're going to be getting in a full body stretch, have you feeling amazing from head to toe. So you don't need any equipment. I'm going to be guiding you through today's session. So roll out that mat and follow along. We're starting right now. Okay team, we're gonna just start down on our mats in a cross-legged position here, warming up the neck and the shoulders with some gentle head rolls. We're just gonna go side to side, feeling a nice stretch through that neck, through the traps and the shoulders. If it feels okay for you, you're gonna go all the way around, just taking it nice and slow, making sure not to push too far. You never wanna feel any pain. Just a nice gentle stretch, releasing some tension, focusing on your breath, keeping the shoulders pressed down away from the ears. Just a couple more here. And that's it, good. Going into our shoulder rolls, we're gonna go up towards the ears, pull back, squeezing between the shoulder blades. Nice exaggerated movement here. Good, inhale, shrug the shoulders, and exhale, pull back and down. That's it, let's reverse, shrugging to the front now. Inhale, shrug up, exhale, roll it forward. Okay, loosening things up. We're gonna drop that left hand to the ground, right arm extends overhead. Want to make sure that you're keeping your right hip planted on your mat. Now, if it works for you, you're gonna drop that elbow right down to the mat again, making sure that right hip doesn't pop up. Then we're gonna just bring that right arm behind the back, feeling a nice pull through that right shoulder. Inhale, reaching the arm up overhead. Exhale, bringing it behind the back. Check in with that right hip and glute. Press down. This is a great way to stretch out that side body. All right, let's do the same thing on the other side. Starting with that arm fully stretched, and if it feels okay, dropping the elbow down, getting a little deeper, pressing that left hip and glute down onto your mat. And then let's go into that shoulder rotation, extending the arm nice and long. Inhale and exhale, bringing the hand behind the back. Really connecting with your breath, making sure you're not holding your breath here. We want to get that oxygen flowing. That's it, nice stretch through the side, and then sit up. We're going to come onto the balls of our feet here, bending the knees, rounding the spine, bringing the nose to the knees. And then when you're ready, take a big inhale, extending the legs as straight as they will go. And then exhale, bending, folding forward again onto the balls of those feet. This is a good way to stretch out the soles of the feet, the backs of the legs, releasing tension in the lower back and the neck. Using your hands here just for balance. As you extend the legs straight, pressing those heels down into your mat. Do a few more like this, connecting with the breath. And then pausing in this forward fold position for a moment. Really feeling that through the back of the legs, the hamstrings and the glutes. Breathing through it. And we're going to slowly roll up to our standing position. Crossing one foot behind the other. I'm going to bring those hands up overhead. Inhale and then exhale, folding forward. Now I want you to think about pushing those hips back and keeping the core engaged by pulling the belly button to the spine. Just folding forward as far as you can, whatever feels comfortable for you. Taking a few breaths here and then slowly rolling up. And now switching your feet, we're going to do the same thing on the opposite side. Inhale, big. Stretch upwards and exhale, folding forward. Push those hips back. Continue breathing. Just going to hang out here for a moment. And release. That's great. Rolling up to the top. You're going to bring those hands up overhead, grabbing on to your wrist. A nice little side bend here. Alternating sides. Take a nice big inhale at the top and then exhale, fold towards the side, gently tugging on that wrist to get a nice good stretch through the arm, through the side body. Keeping those feet planted, keeping your hips square to the front. Just going side to side here, taking a moment. Whenever anything feels a little stiff, breathing through it. And again, not forcing any movement here, just do what feels right. We're going to widen our stance, bringing those toes out slightly, dropping down into a nice deep sumo squat, placing the elbows inside the knees, gently pressing them outward, getting nice and deep into that squat. Want to keep that tailbone pointing down, keep a nice flat back, keep the chest and chin up. Weight should be shifted into the heels, breathing into those hips, maybe adding a little movement, very gentle rock side to side, and then pressing through the heels, standing up. Okay, feet are going to come a little bit wider now, facing forward, hands behind the head. We're going to fold forward, keeping those legs nice and straight, making sure we're not locking the knees, just a nice soft knee, gentle pressure on the back of the head, just breathing here. We're going to slowly shift our weight over to that right side, grabbing onto your calf or your ankle. Make sure you're keeping your hips square to the back wall. And release, we're going to shift on over to the other side. Square out those hips. Take a few nice big breaths. And then make your way back to center. Heel toe those feet into shoulder width apart and gently roll yourself up to standing position. We're going to clasp those hands behind the back, press the shoulders down, get a nice pull through the chest, through the front of the shoulders. And then if it feels okay for you, you're going to take a nice big inhale and then exhale, fold forward, keeping those hands together, letting them just drop naturally, letting gravity do the work here. Feeling a nice pull through the back of the legs, the shoulders, the chest. And then when you're ready, very slowly coming back up to standing. Okay, we're gonna make our way down to our mats now, sitting on our knees with the feet flat on the floor. This is a great way to stretch out those feet and the quads and the hip flexors. So you're just gonna gently lean back as you sit your glutes on top of your heels, keeping that core engaged, keeping your gaze upward. And then as you rock forward, you're gonna bring the toes up onto the mat, flexing those feet, and perform the same movement. So nice and slow, nice and controlled. Feel a stretch through the soles of those feet.
Ooh,
and then release, switching your foot position each time. So make sure you're doing this really nice and slow and controlled. You should feel those abs engage as you lean back, keeping a nice flat back, And remember to keep that gaze upward. This is a good way to massage out the bottom of the feet, the toes, and those ankles. All right, team, that's it. Let's walk ourselves back up into that forward fold. Let everything hang here just for a moment, maybe grabbing onto the elbows, maybe shaking the head. A little sway side to side, just reconnecting with our breath. All right, getting into the quads now. I'm gonna grab onto that left ankle, point the knee down towards the ground, keeping the thighs parallel. Really helps here to squeeze the glutes and gently pop the hips forward. Get a nice deep stretch in that quad. If you want to go even a little deeper and work on your balance, we're just gonna fold forward here, kicking that left foot out to the sky, bringing the right arm forward. And release. Let's do it again on the other side. Grabbing onto that ankle, pressing the knee down, squeezing the glutes. And you can stay in this position for just a little bit longer, or if you're up for the challenge, you can fold forward here, kick that right foot up. Okay, make sure you're not holding your breath. And release. That's it. All right, we're gonna get into the triceps and the lats here. So extending that right arm up and behind the head, using the left hand to gently tug on the elbow. And we're gonna do a gentle side bend over to the left. Feeling a nice pull through that right side of the body, through the triceps and through the lats. Take a nice big inhale through the nose. And exhale, coming back up to standing. We're gonna do the same thing on the other side. Just applying a gentle amount of pressure onto that elbow. Okay, coming to the top of your mat now, we're gonna walk forward, coming into that down dog position, pressing the heels down, keeping the legs nice and straight, lifting the hips, drawing the chest to the thighs, and then we're gonna shift forward into an upward dog. Repeating this movement from down dog to up dog a few times here. Exhaling as you bring the hips up, and inhaling as you drop the hips. Lift the gaze to the ceiling. Working with your breath, working at your own pace, doing what feels right for you. And in our next one here, we're just gonna pause in that high plank and then slowly lower ourselves all the way down to the mat. Take a nice big inhale, coming up into cobra position. We're gonna rotate, looking over that left shoulder. Inhale and exhale, look over the right. And release, coming back down to the mat. Let's do that one more time. Nice big inhale. Exhale, twist to the right. Inhale and exhale, twist to the left. Nice. And slowly lower. Okay, we're gonna extend those arms now overhead, pointing our thumbs up towards the sky. Then we're gonna pull those arms behind our backs, rotating the thumbs inwards, giving me a double thumbs up behind the back, and releasing, coming back to our starting position. This is a really great movement to help improve shoulder mobility, flexibility, and range of motion. Now really make sure you're not forcing this movement. If you don't have the range of motion at this point, you get your thumbs to match behind your back. Just come as far as you can before you start to feel any discomfort in the shoulders. Sometimes just bringing your arms out into a T position and squeezing in between the shoulder blades will be just enough. All right, last one here, and release. Now we're coming on to all fours, wrists stacked below the shoulders, knees below the hips, into our cat-cow, taking a nice big inhale, and then exhale, round the spine, scoop the belly, drop the chin to the chest, and then inhale, drop the belly, bring your gaze upward, opening up the chest. Working with your breath here, working at your own pace. These are nice big inhales and exhales, finding some space and movement in that spine. Now moving into our bird dog to activate our core and stabilize your muscles, extending opposite arm and leg, keeping the hips square to the ground, keeping the core engaged by pulling the belly button to the spine. You're just alternating sides, keeping the toes pointed, extending those fingertips. Keep your movement nice and controlled. Focus on breathing. Just a couple more here, feeling nice and long through those limbs. That's it. Getting into a little bit of wrist flexibility. You're gonna rotate your left hand so that the fingertips are now pointing you. And then gently, very gently rocking back and forth. You can place some of your weight onto the right hand to release any tension on the left. Now I know you've heard me say this before, but please listen to your body and do what feels right for you. This movement will look different for each individual based on your mobility and flexibility at this point. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. This also feels really nice on the forearms, which can get sore from gripping onto those heavy dumbbells that we've been using. And release. Now both hands are going to point to the sides, and we're going to gently rock side to side, keeping the palms and the fingers pressed down onto your mat. Just a gentle shift side to side, again stretching out the wrists and the forearms. And release, shake it out. A few wrist rolls here to loosen things up, clasping the fingers together. Doing a few in one direction and then switching, going the other way. Then bringing the hands flat together, keeping the forearms and the elbows together. You're just going to flip the hands side to side. I know this one always looks so funny, but it really feels good. And then extending your left arm forward, gently pulling the fingertips backwards. And then flipping the wrist so that your palm is now facing inwards and applying just a little bit of pressure onto the top of the hands and the fingertips. And same thing on the other side, pulling the fingertips back, palm facing forward. And then flip it. A little pressure here. And release. Okay, next up we're going into a scapula push-up. So we're going to get into our full push-up position. You can also do this from your knees. You're going to be keeping your arms straight the entire time. And I want you to drop the chest as you pull and squeeze the shoulder blades together, and then press up, expanding through the back. So the arms aren't doing the work here. It's all movement in the back, in between those shoulder blades. That's it. Pulling back into a little child's pose here for a bit of rest, extending the arms forward, knees out nice and wide. Just let that belly relax. Take some nice big inhales through the nose and exhale through the mouth. With each exhale, sinking the hips just a little bit lower down towards those heels. We're going to walk our hands over to the right side of our mat. Make sure that left hip doesn't pop up. You want to keep your hips square to the mat. And a nice pull through that left side body here. Continuing with those big belly breaths. And on your next exhale, you're going to walk your hands over to the left side of your mat. Same thing. Holding forward. Sinking a little deeper with each exhale. Keeping the arms extended but relaxed. And coming back to center. That's it. Popping up into our down dog position one more time here. This time we're going to pedal out the feet. One at a time, thrust the heels down into the mat. Feel a nice pull through the calves, through the hamstrings. Keep that chest drawn towards the upper thighs. Keep the hips lifted and keep on breathing. On your next inhale, you're going to kick that right leg up to the sky and step forward, coming into a low lunge. Gently shifting the weight forward. You want to squeeze the glutes. Stay nice and upright. We're going to extend both arms forward as we press through that front right heel, lifting the back knee up off the ground. Extending that back leg, squeezing the glutes and releasing. Exhale each time you lift and inhale to lower. Making sure to keep the majority of the weight and the pressure through that right front heel. That's it. Dropping that left hand to the ground now. Extending the right hand out to the sky. We're just twisting towards the right. Opening up the chest. If it feels okay for you and your shoulders, you can come into a half bind here. Bringing the right palm behind the back. And then we're going to switch and do the same thing on the other side. So switching it up, coming into that lunge. Gently shifting our weight forward into that left heel. Feel a nice pull through that left hip and glute. Extending the arms forward, and then when you're ready, take a nice big inhale, and then exhale, extending that back leg, lifting the knee up off the ground. Weight is pressing through that front left heel, straight up and down. Check in with your core, make sure belly button is still pulled to the spine. And let's drop that right hand, opening up to the left, bringing our gaze up to the sky. Coming into that half bind if it feels okay for you. Breathing. Coming down onto our mat now into a seated figure four position. We're going to do some four position lifts. So starting on one side, you're going to stack the hands, keeping the elbows lifted and out wide. Then we're going to take a big inhale, lift up, exhale at the top as you squeeze the glutes, and then take it nice and slow, very controlled on the way down. We're going to repeat this movement a few times, really focusing on engaging the core and those glutes. Getting a good squeeze at the top, really staying in control as you lower down. Awesome, let's do the same thing on the other side. I want to make sure we're keeping the toe attached to the knee the whole time. This is going to help you maintain that four position. Squeeze at the top, lower down nice and slow.
Should have known an active recovery was going to be some work.
That's it, bringing the legs together. Let's just shake them out here real quick. And then we're gonna get into our seated figure 4 stretch. So crossing the left ankle over the right knee, bringing the glutes as close to that right heel as you can, sitting up nice and tall. I know I am definitely feeling those glutes today after that lower body workout, so this is a much needed stretch today. Gonna release, shake it out. We're gonna do the same thing on the other side. I find it helps to lift the hips up as I'm crossing the ankle over. It just gives me a little bit more range of motion to get into this awkward position. I swear this stuff is good for you guys. Just breathe through it. And release. That's it. All right, we're coming down onto our backs here. We're actually gonna bend our knees, keeping the feet flat on the floor. You're gonna give me a slight pelvic tilt forward, closing that gap between your mat and your lower back. Arms are extended up to the sky. We're gonna take a nice big inhale and then exhale, drive through those heels, lift the glutes, squeezing at the top, and then inhale slowly, very slowly, lower down. This is a real nice controlled movement that we're connecting with our breath. We're keeping our belly button pulled to the spine and really focusing on coming down one vertebra at a time till that lower back comes into contact with your mat. Going into a shoulder stand here, we're gonna kick both legs up overhead, keeping them nice and straight, toes pointed, supporting the hips and the lower back with the hands. Now you can stay in this position, or if you feel comfortable, you can drop those legs back behind the head into your plow pose. Hands are gonna come down to the mat, pressing into the ground. Feet are flexed, and we wanna engage those quads, get a nice pull through the back of the legs. Belly is scooped. And again, keep on breathing here, guys. In through the nose and out through the mouth. And when you're ready, just very slowly coming out of whatever position you are in, nice and controlled, find your way to a little knee hug here, a gentle rock side to side, massaging out that lower back, giving yourself a little love. Very nice. And into some hip circles here, hands on the knees, just creating some nice big circles, loosening things up. And then we're going to switch directions. Not putting too much pressure on the knees, just using the hands to guide you. And then extending that left leg, we're going to take a nice big inhale as we bring the right knee in towards the chest. And then exhale, dropping that knee across the body, bringing our gaze over to the right hand. You can actually extend that right arm out to the side or into cactus pose. Letting that knee just naturally drop to the ground. You can apply just a gentle amount of pressure with your left hand, but don't force it. Feel a nice twist in that lower back. And coming back to center, we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Inhale, hug that left knee in towards the chest. And then exhaling, dropping that knee across the body. Left arm extends or comes into cactus pose. Bringing your gaze over to the left. Just breathe. And coming back back to center. We're just gonna reset those hips real quick with a single glute bridge. Squeeze those glutes, drag through the heels, and release into our final pose, the Shavasana. Team, we did it. We made it through today's active recovery workout. These sessions are so important, especially when you're lifting heavy weights. And I'm really glad that you guys took the time to slow things down with me today. I hope you're feeling amazing. Comment below, let me know how you're feeling through the program so far. And then rest up, team, because we have another killer workout ahead of us tomorrow. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn those notifications on so you never miss.
That was a good one, y'all. Look at me.